What's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Derica and you're watching Shelf Love with D. Welcome back to another weekly wrap up of my reads and streams for the past week. I'm sure it is the same for all of us, trying to get back into that groove and flow of our reading. Now that the hustle and bustle of the holidays is behind us, we can get back into normal everyday life. This past week I got 3 books read and I didn't really do much TV watching or movie watching. I had a few shows that I've watched before, just kind of playing in the background, just kind of for that comfort feeling, just like someone would light a fireplace to bring that cozy comfort feeling. That's what having my old comfort shows playing in the background is for me. It just brings a comfy, cozy feeling to my reading space. So I will do that from time to time, just kind of put something on that is comforting to me, that I already know what's going to happen, so I don't have to like really focus on it, but it just kind of gives that cozy feeling. And I have a few shows like that, so maybe one day I'll do a quick little video of what shows that are my comfort shows, or lighting fireplace type shows that bring comfort to my space when I am reading. But anyways, nonetheless, this is supposed to be one of those quick videos, so let's get right into my reads and streams for this past week. So of course, the first things that we will discuss are the books that I read this past week. Okay, so the first book up that I read this past week is Room 214 San Juan by L.B. Gaines. This was the sequel. I don't even call it a sequel. This is book 2 of, what is she calling this? Let's see. So this is book 2 by Miss L.B. Gaines in the Stamped A Love Story Collection book. So book 1 in that love story collection series was 3 Months in Accra. So book 2 is Room 214 San Juan. Of course, I will put the cover up on the screen for you guys to look at. I talked about this book in a previous vlog. If you don't remember what it's about, I'll try to briefly catch you up to date to just give you an idea of what the book is about. So first off, I rated this book 3 stars. It felt a little flat for me, and it could be because I am in the group chat over on Bookstagram with Miss L.B. Gaines, and she was talking about her books, and she said out of this one and 3 Months in Accra that Room 214 San Juan had a special place in her heart. And so for me, it kind of set the bar like, ooh, this one is about to be good. It's going to be even better than 3 Months in Accra. And I actually enjoyed 3 Months in Accra more than I enjoyed this one. With that being said, this book is about Black women learning to slow down, Black women learning to take rest for themselves without feeling bad about it, without feeling guilty and the need to just go and get things done until you work yourself to death. And she said that she wrote this book at a time where she needed stillness. So I can see why for the author it holds a special place in her heart, but as a reader it just fell flat for me. So this book, it has a close proximity trope. We have a girl named Sanaa Jordan, and she is starting to branch out and try to start an app that promotes health, wellness, and stillness for women. And so she's trying to get funding and things for that to launch this app and get the support needed to really make it take off the way that she envisions or she dreams. So as the story unfolds, she gets a call from a relative that they're getting married and they really want her to be there. So she decides to go ahead and take a break from working. I'm gonna go and be at my relative's wedding. Once she makes it to the wedding, everything goes fine, but on her way back there's some weather issues and flights are canceled. Well, because the flights have been canceled due to weather conditions, of course hotels are booked up, right? So she finds one that has 1 room left. She books it. It's the prices are hiked up because they know that there's a demand for these rooms. Once she gets to the hotel, she learns that it has been double booked, and they decide to we'll stay together, but keep our distance. Let's just get through these next couple of days until our flight is rebooked and we can go home. So one thing that I have learned about myself through this book is I am not a fan of close proximity tropes, and I think that is just the realist in me. I feel that I think too realistically, too logically, and these close proximity tropes just like have me rolling my eyes like, girl, come on. Because the person that I am, if I am in a situation where a space is double booked and I don't know this person, never met this person in my life, especially me as a woman by myself with a man. I don't even care if it's me and my sister, me and my friend that are traveling together, and we have the option to stay, wait at the airport or bunk with or room with a man who we've never met. I'm going to stay at that airport. We will fold up our, coats and sleep on them or whatever, but I'm not about to go leave. I'm not going to leave a space that is thousands of people to possibly help me or witness my kidnapping and go stay at a hotel with some man who I don't know. My mind is going to be worried. He's going to be trying to creep in my room or put something in my drink or my food. Like, my mind just always thinks about the what if. So for me personally, I have not yet read a close proximity trope that was believable for me. If you have a book that you're like, girl, I know you're not a fan of close proximity tropes, but this one right here makes sense, please let me know. Please drop it down in the comments for me, because I would love to read something believable. And like I said, it could just be me and the way I'm set up, the way I'm wired. I'm not staying with no man I don't know. That's just me, point blank period. Like, no, we got to be smart, especially these days, right? So I learned that about me, that I'm not a fan of the close proximity trope. That does not mean that I won't read anymore, but I just know that that's not really my thing. So I probably won't gravitate towards them as much with knowing that. With that being said, I felt like the author was trying to force a connection that wasn't there or wasn't written in a way where it was believable. To me, it all screamed lust. They were lusting after each other. And even when he met her, he's sizing her up and looking her up and down. Now, with that being said, for me, that is realistic. When you are first meeting a man or a woman and y'all are both attractive, the only thing y'all are thinking about or can see or can focus on, the only thing that you will focus on is what you can see, right? So that's going to be the physical. You're going to be like, oh, he's fine. He's going to be like, she's fine. She got a body or whatever. That's realistic to me. And if she would have made this a weekend of where they was bumping bodies the whole weekend and then, hey, thanks for a good time, see you never, then for me, that's believable. I could have gotten with that. Like we're on vacation, let loose, nobody knows me here. We're stuck in this hotel together. Let's, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and be on our way. But she tried to turn that instant lustful attraction into love of they literally have met in the lobby. And from the jump, the guy was a jerk. Like, the way he talked to her was crazy. So I'm like, he's not even, he's looking at her like some bougie brat. He's talking to her real, at the side of his neck. And she's supposedly like, oh, I wonder what more we could have. So in the lobby, he's basically like, look, you can shut up, stay down here and keep whining, or share this room with me, basically. And really is not far from what I said is not far from the exact words that he used. So she decides to go stay with this guy for whatever reason. And by the time that they are in the room, luggage down, I think he goes to shower. He's in the shower thinking like, oh, I wonder, like, he's in the shower like, oh, she looks so good, but she's got a hard core. I would love to break through all those walls and get to know what's really inside her. It was not given. I'm like, listen, no, you haven't been around her enough to know what she's about, to know that she has layers and walls. And why are you so enamored with her how are you so enamored with her physically that you're like, oh, I just want to break down those walls and get to her heart? Like, it just wasn't believable for me. With that being said, it wasn't a horrible read. It just had a lot of unrealistic response to reaction, things about it. And I am one of those people that, yes, this is a book and I know that I'm reading a made-up story, but I want to be sold. I want to believe. I want to close this book thinking like this could be something that really happens. And I know there's silly people out there. I know there's naive people out there. I know there's people who are young, wild, and free, and they live their life what I would call recklessly. Like, yeah, we only live once, so we can go stay with these men we don't know. I know that that's realistic, but I need the dialogue, I need the banter, I need the back and forth, I need the action to reaction to be realistic for me. And for me, this book did not have that. I would not say don't read the book, because it wasn't a bad book. I just wasn't sold on the story. I wasn't sold on the instant connection. And even when they finally did connect their bodies, I just wasn't sold on what they were trying to sell me. It's like, now they're suddenly in love, and what is this? It wasn't for me, but it could be for you. It is a quick, short read. So if you just need a palate cleanser, nothing really too deep, to just kind of breeze through and get you back into the groove of reading, I would recommend it for that. Just don't go into it expecting to be wowed. And that's no shade to Miss L.B. Gaines, because I do enjoy reading her books. Just this one for me just didn't do it. So if you read this book, just go into it with that in mind, that it's more of a cute, fluffy read, and that you kind of have to stretch your imagination, your belief, unless you are one of those people that's like, girl, I would absolutely do this, and then maybe it is for you. And I think just because I'm a very cautious person, I just was like, girl, who would do this in real life, but again, some people do. Okay, so moving on. The next book up that I read was The Housemaid, and this was a buddy read with my mommy. I'm so happy that I finally got her to sit down and read with me. She's been saying that she wants to get back into reading. She's who, sparked my love for reading back when I was younger, and she's been wanting to get back into it, but it's been a bit of a struggle for her. So when I saw this movie was coming out, I'm like, hey, let's buddy read this, and then let's pick a day to go watch the movie together. And so she was down for it, and I love that she's been texting me, giving me her updates and what she thinks about it, and oh my gosh, I can't believe this and that. And I think that this might have been the perfect book to reignite that passion for reading, because it's Frida McFadden, and we know how crazy her stories are, right? So for me, I rated this book 4 stars. This was my first ever Frida McFadden book, and it was a wild, fun ride. Lots of twists and turns. I did not expect that plot twist toward the end. If you have not read this book, which I'm sure a lot of you have already read this book. This book has been out for a while, and I'm sure you've already watched the movie. I wanted to read the book before watching the movie to be able to compare. I've heard mixed reviews on the movie versus the book. Like, for one, in the book, let's pause. If you have not read The Housemaid, I will go ahead and kind of sum up the synopsis for you. It says, every day I'll clean the Winchester's beautiful house top to bottom. I collect their daughter from school, and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore Nina and how she makes a mess just to watch me clean it up, how she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband Andrew seems more broken every day. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's not hard to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. So that's all I want to read of the official synopsis. I don't want to give too much away, but so I wanted to kind of jog my memory of what was said before I tell you guys. So this book was so good. And if you have not read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, it is about a girl named Millie who is, I want to say that she's just getting out of jail, prison, whatever, at the start of the book, trying to get her life together. She's on parole, so part of the parole is that she has to have a job and she has to have a place to stay. So she's living out of her car, looking for a job. She finds this job or she hears about this job somehow as a housemaid. Main character's wife is named Nina. So she has this interview with Nina. Nina loves her. They hit it off, and she is going to hire her as their in-house nanny or housemaid. But once Millie starts the job, Nina flips the switch and is acting crazy, and things just kind of go from there. Nina is doing crazy stuff like trying to accuse Millie of trying to kill their daughter because she has a peanut allergy. But then Millie's like, well, if your daughter has a peanut allergy, why y'all have this big old container of peanut butter in the cabinets, And then Nina will tell Millie to go pick up her daughter, and then Millie gets there and she's like, I didn't tell you to go pick her up. So it's crazy stuff. She's like messing with her mental for real. Then on the flip side, you have the husband. I want to say his name is Andrew, aka Andy, and he is just beat down from the emotional and mental abuse from his wife. And of course, Millie, in her young mind, she's like, Nina should be so grateful for him and what he has provided for her. And of course, she's picturing herself being the better wife and living this life, right? And you know, that happens so often that people feel like they know your life by just based off what they see, and how they would be so much more appreciative and how they could do it better. And we have to be careful what we wish for, ask for, and pray for, because sometimes we get the answer that we think we want and we end up in a hot, funky mess of a situation. And that is what happens in this book, and things just unravel from there. A crazy plot twist. I love it down. I loved it down. It was a good, thrilling ride. I will say the ending felt a little flat for me, a little too easy for me. I just wish a little more, I don't want to say effort, because I'm not a writer, and I've learned it takes a lot to do that. I just wish that more would have happened in the end, more of a realistic wrap up. I do love how in the end it became a women standing together type thing. I just felt like the outcome was not realistic, but hey, from what I heard, that is Frida McFadden's style, and she has all these crazy twisty plots, and her endings tend to not really be realistic or much of a climax. But now that I know that, I will go into reading her books with that mindset. I've also have heard that her books are the same, just different titles. This was my first book by Miss Frida, and so I would like to give her a chance now that I know what I know, but based off of y'all's reviews and you know, kind of giving me the forewarning of what her books are like, I can go into her books with that mindset and hopefully still be able to have a good time. So I enjoyed this buddy read with my mom. It was the perfect book to get her out of a reading slump and get those wheels back turning, ignite that passion. We had lots of back and forth banter about it, and it was the perfect timing for me to be able to focus on a read where I can, you know, talk to my buddy about it. And I look forward to watching the movie with her and seeing how it compares to the book. Definitely enjoyed it, and we'll be reading more by Miss Frida. And before I drop my conclusion on whether or not, you know, I can get down with Frida and want her on my shelf, I would like to read more by her, at least 2 or 3 more before I make up my mind on whether I'm a fan or not. But I did enjoy this read. Okay, so moving on to the next book up that I read was an urban fiction book by none other than Miss Jacquel J. It was called Holding His Heart and His Gun, A Savage Love Story. And if y'all know, which y'all probably know better than me, Miss Jacquel J is that girl for the urban fiction books. I just wanted something light, sort of a palette cleanser that I didn't have to really focus on, just an easy page turner, and that's exactly what this book was. It did it for me. Sometimes I just love to watch movies or shows and just see us being us, the way we talk, the way we act, the way we give each other a hard time, the foods that are cooked, and the way we dress, all of that. Sometimes I just love to just fully be immersed in that, and to, you know, just like I said, just have a palate cleanser of just being surrounded by things that are familiar, and so it at the same time brings comfort. Okay, so if you have not read this book, I will read the synopsis for you to give you an idea what this is about. It says, love has never had it easy growing up. Losing her mother to the prison system, she had to step in and raise herself. Besides her mother, the only other person she had is her best friend, Brandy. Living together and trying to make ends meet in expensive New York City seems nearly impossible, especially when her best friend has 3 mouths to feed, along with a deadbeat baby father. Keeping her head low and working at a hotel for close to minimum wage, Love is convinced that things will never pick up for her. That is until Burner pushes himself into her life, literally. Burner is the black Casanova, known to have a few chicks on his team. He's not tied to anyone. Used to having women throw themselves at him, he meets his match one drunken night when he awakes from a night of wild sex, heavy drinking, and missing money, plus jewelry. He finds love in his hotel room, and hell breaks loose. He finds love in his hotel room, and all hell breaks loose. When the smart-mouthed Brooklyn girl crosses paths with him, a chance encounter turns into something more. But with a girl like Love, will Burner be able to add her to his team, or will his heart get involved, making him start letting players off this team for just one? Kashira has been the girl that every man wanted. Boogie especially. He has watched her for many years, but always kept it friendly. One night out changes everything for them both, except both of them are too stubborn to admit it. When Boogie finds out that Kashira has been hiding secrets, will he be able to forgive, or will he step away from the situation altogether? Okay, so as y'all can see, first let me say that I rated this book 3 stars. As y'all can see, I was struggling reading the synopsis a little bit, and because it is I'm laughing because it's just funny. I don't know. It's just funny because off and on as I was reading this book, I'm pausing and talking to my husband like, babe, does this seem right to you? Babe, what do you think she's trying to say on this part? Or what do you think this means? It doesn't bother me that the book is truly Black. You know what I'm saying? It is urban fiction to its core. But I would have loved for there to have been a bit more editing. Sometimes there was no punctuation, or there was extra punctuation, which I believe was a typo, because there was a certain part that had a semicolon, a number 7, a comma, and something else. So it's like as she's typing, she accidentally hit a few keys and the editor or herself didn't catch it. So there were a good few grammatical errors that made it hard to fully understand what she was trying to say on certain parts. But with that aside, I tried to judge that very lightly, because for one, this is an urban fiction book, and I also know that it was, or believe that it was like an indie publisher. So, I know it's not going to be 100% the way that the author would have liked, or that me as a reader would have liked. So I tried to just kind of go with it. So that really wasn't the basis for my rating. My 3-star rating was based on the story itself. So the book is called Holding His Heart and His Gun. I did not think the story was anything about that. Like, it should have been titled something else, and it even said like a savage love story. To me, this was not a love story. It is a situationship in the making at best, because nobody fell in love. Like, nobody was really together. I did not like Burner, and he is the main male character. I didn't like how he talked to her, how he treated her. Yeah, he's supposed to be a Black Casanova, but Love is also a girl that she doesn't play. She doesn't take ish from anybody. She reminded me a lot of my younger self. Like, I don't have no filter. I'm going to say what I want to say and how I want to say it, and you are not going to disrespect me, man or female, grown or a child. I don't care who you are. She reminded me of the old Derica. So for her to be tolerating this crap from Burner, it wasn't adding up for me. And then the end of the story ended on a to be continued note. I was like, didn't feel there was a need for it. I definitely felt like that book could have been wrapped up at the end. Nonetheless, I did see that there is a book 2, so I will be starting that this week, just to see how it all unfolds and how it ends. And maybe book 2 will kind of bring it all together, where I'm like, okay, the title is okay, or the title makes sense, and and then maybe Burner changes his ways and learns to respect Love. And then there were things like where the author would just say a name, and you're supposed to just know who it is. Kind of how, like in the synopsis, she's like, Kashira and her best friend live together. Where it says Love and her friend live together and have 3 mouths to feed. And then down at the bottom of the synopsis, she's like, oh, Kashira and Boogie. You're like, wait, who's Kashira? There's not really a good introduction of the characters for you to fully grasp who everyone is, especially when it comes to their nicknames versus their government names. So that part could have just been a bit better for me as far as the introduction of the characters. I did like Kashira and Boogie more than I liked Burner and Love as a couple. I loved Love as an individual character, but I did not like her with Burner, because I'm like, girl, what are you attracted to? Like, keep doing you. He is not the one. But I do look forward to reading book 2 to see if it all comes together, if the title will make better sense. And just to see how everything pans out and who ends up together and who doesn't. So that was my weekly wrap up for my reads, for my streams. As I said, I did not get much watch this past week. I was more so doing things with my family and reading. The only thing that I would say that I actually actively sat down and watched is this cute little series over on Disney Plus. And I don't know the correct pronunciation for it. I want to say it's called Iwaju, and it is a Nigerian cartoon cartoon or an Nigerian animated series. I will put it on the screen for you guys to review it, and I want to see if I can insert a clip. I want to see if I can insert a clip of it as well, just for you guys to get a better idea of why I love this series so much.
So you want to see the real Lagos?
Yes.
No wahala, but you have to do what I say.
Here. Wow, this is amazing.
Hola. Oh yeah, sorry. It's enough, thank you.
Oh, flip my necklace for you.
I have watched this series so many times I've lost count, and this is me watching it by myself without my littles. I've watched it so much that now Eden watches it with me, and it is also one of those comfort shows that I just have playing in the background because I just love it. I love the representation, I love the Nigerian dialect, I love the way that they do the little black girl's hair and the color of her skin. I love the way that they dress. It was just true to the culture, and I loved it, and I hope that they will come out with a 2 because I've rewatched this season so many times. I know what's going to happen, but I am still excited at my grown age of 36 to sit down and watch the show. If you have kids, especially a chocolate little baby girl, sit down and watch it. I love the way that this show depicts black and darker shades as beauty. I love the names that they chose. It just feels so authentic. They definitely took their time with this one and actually had Nigerian writers on the set to make it feel true to the culture, and I really enjoyed watching it. We're recommended 5 stars, 10 out of 10. It's such a cute series, and I have been trying to introduce Eden to more series that have black representation, black girls shown as beautiful, and this is perfect for that. If you check this series out, please let me know, y'all. I know it's so crazy that I love this animated series so much, but it is such a cute series. It's about this crew who kidnaps kids for ransom, and that too is realistic. And they have on Disney Plus the extras where you can see how this was made and where the storyline came from. I do recommend watching that because it just makes it hit that much more, but definitely recommend it. I love that this series shows black people wealthy. The main character's father on the show is a designer of this gecko that is meant to protect children, because this series stems around children being kidnapped for ransom. And so you can purchase this little pet that it's a little gecko on a regular day, but if push comes to shove and your child is in danger, it transforms into something that could put your child in a bubble and then fight and protect it. It sounds silly. It is an animated series, but it is really good, so I recommend it. But that is it. That is all for this week's weekly wrap up of my reads and streams. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you every new subscriber. Thank you for my old faithfuls. I appreciate each and every one of you. I've said it before, I'm always here to talk books. If you ever want to have a chit chat about whatever random book you're reading, always feel free to come to my comments on my videos or my community posts and talk books with me. Whatever book you're reading, we can engage, we can chat. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and until next time, don't forget to show yourself some love today.
Blessed with another chance, blessed with another chance, blessed with another chance, I am. Blessed with another chance, blessed with another chance,